Yugi's! It's all my fault!
I'm going to prove to you why Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is trash. Yo, what's up? Linkside9 here, and in today's video we'll be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s and how it's fallen off bad, and just my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, before I do talk about this, go subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. You get good content, I get good viewers. Win-win for both of us. Now again, before I do get into the video, I am basing this video on plot comparisons to other Yu-Gi-Ohs and promises that Konami set up for the entirety of the show. When the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Was announced, it was promoted as something that would be reminiscent of the last 6 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it was the 25th anniversary of the anime, we thought we'd be getting something comparable to Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyond the Bonds of Time, which was an anniversary for 10 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! But instead we got Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, which immediately turned off many viewers because Konami duped us viewers by promoting it as something that would be comparable to Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyond the Bonds of Time, which was expected to be something that all 6 previous protagonists would be in. And ever since it was a new series, it turned off OG fans from watching the series, as well as the art. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had the same art style for the entirety of its history, so when OGs looked at this series, they saw something completely different and completely new on top of a false promotion from Konami.
I love messing things up.
Firstly, the lack of OG cards in this series very much disappoint those who decided to stay around and give the show a try. There were no references to any older Yu-Gi-Oh! Generations. The only thing they really showed was just an animation of Blue Eyes White Dragon getting summoned, which was pretty half-assed, but it is what it is. Which, it was all in 3D. Compared to all the other Yu-Gi-Ohs, it's one of the most different. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's target audience looks to be pubescent kids, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're going to promote it as a 25-year anniversary, then immediately promote it to a different kind of audience. Of course, it's going to rub fans the wrong way, and that's exactly what happened. Secondly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had one thing the entire show has gone down to a T. They're perfectly able to catch your interest and keep us watching to the next episode. Like, for example, the battles between Yugi Muto and Seto Kaiba, or Jack Atlas and Yusei Fudo. Those are extremely interesting and intense Yu-Gi-Oh! Battles that were one of the most critically acclaimed of its entire history. But with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, there was no tension. We as viewers don't feel the interest to click the next episode, which is nothing comparable to the other last 6 Yu-Gi-Ohs, which was very disappointing again. Like, for example, Yugi Muto and Seto Kaiba were battling for the title of King of Games, which, you know, there's something at stake for that. And it really feels, now that the show has kind of gone more into a comedy, there's no long arching story anymore. It's just a slow down comedy, kind of like a slice of life. There's a lot of jokes in this series compared to the rest of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which again is also looking like it's targeting more of a pubescent audience. And this just leads me into another discussion of Yu-Gi-Oh's weak villains. We never see Yuga get pushed to his limits, and we never see a character other than Neil push him to that. To me, the entire show lacks a proper villain. Someone who's there to make our main character try harder. But there isn't. And this ends up with no tension, because the character has no motivation to go and do something. If it was, example, to capture some kind of title, for example, if the character wanted to capture a major title or something, that could be motivation, and the battles there would be intense because something's on the line. But with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, it's never felt this way. Really, in essence, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s has fallen short of delivering on its promise of a 25-year anniversary celebration. Fans, including myself, are disappointed. We're yearning for the qualities that define the franchise in its earlier triumphs. The deviation from its established art style, the lack of nostalgic references, and the lack of compelling villains and meaningful tension. It really weakens the show's ability to capture its audience. While the show may resonate with younger demographics, it's completely alienated the fans that actually made the show what it is today. And really just my concluding thoughts on this. For looking at the entirety of Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's been a downward spiral. Ever since Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, it's kind of just gone down, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens has really put the nail in the coffin. Now, there is Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush at the time I'm recording this, but it's currently going on, and we don't know how that show's gonna be. Hopefully good. Anyways, that's just my last 2 cents on this video, and before I do end it, ever since you watched to the end, yo, here's your badge, bro. Hit that subscribe button, ever since you're here, and see you to the next video. Links 9 out.